30 days of immigration tips from America to Norway, day 12. Let's talk about the taxes. The number one thing I always heard before I moved to Norway, and that I still hear now that I'm here from Americans, is, oh my gosh, but the taxes, because Norway is so well known for having a great social infrastructure. The assumption is that this must come from taxes, and therefore the taxes must be inordinately high. This is one of the biggest myths I hope to dispel, because I'm in a rather unique position where my income back in America and my base rate when I first moved to Norway were almost exactly the same to within $1,000 a year of one another. I mean, I think over the course of the year there might have been $2,000 difference, so very, very close. And I took home the same amount of pay after taxes in both situations. Now, I lived in Washington. Washington, I can imagine, probably has a higher tax rate than Texas, where I had come from before, although I don't think it was by much. So you can't say that Norway has the same taxes as every state necessarily in America, but certainly coming from Washington State, I didn't notice any difference in the pay I took home. You know what I did notice a difference in, though, is that I actually benefited just like everybody else from my taxes. Of course, that's true in America too. Taxes pay for the roads, blah, 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 blah. But I'm saying when I pay the same amount of taxes as I did in Washington, but here I get free health care, you feel a little bit less grouchy about paying the taxes because you're paying your own self for a system of services. You may have already found this out in your research, but every parent gets essentially child support from the government. You get a few $100s every month. It's not a whole lot. It basically covers the cost of after-school care. But my taxes go to that. My taxes go towards a pool that helps everybody out, including me. Instead of it being, I think in America, it can often feel like those services are reserved for the people that need it most, and even those people have to fight and beg and plead for that help. But here it's like everybody gets some benefit from it all. And it's not that bad to pay that. It's not as bad as people make you think. We see a lot of Americans here that do complain about the taxes here, and we think we don't understand, because to us it hasn't felt that different. The other thing I'll say, and I'll probably do a bigger video about this, but Norwegians think of taxes and social network as something that helps you be independent so you can live your life with your family. And Americans have this attitude that getting assistance of any kind from the government, even if everybody gets that assistance, like free healthcare, is like you're dependent on somebody. So there's a really radically different way of looking at these two things from two societies that actually consider themselves to really value independence. Actually, Norway is ranked higher than America in surveys which suggest that they value independence more than Americans, but we'll come back to that in another video.